Sige, let's start with our discussion for today po students now. So our topic for today is all about the authority and the responsibility. So allow me to share my screen to you po. So wait lang ha, mag-screenshot ako ha, para isend ako sa GC. Loud and clear lang ako ang tingog. Okay lang. Madungog din nyo. No issue. Ah, imagine. Okay, sige, let's start now with the discussion of authority and responsibility. So, chapter 7 na po ito, no? So, we're done na, no, in the discussion of organizing and how to organize, no, from the first start hanggang sa last steps, no, ng organizing and also the principle of organizing, the advantage of organizing, no, in different organization. Sige, let's start, no? Okay, so the authority and responsibility. So, in this topic now, in this slide now, uh, explain, let's define what is authority and the responsibility. So, take note that the authority it is the power, your power, to give orders and make decision in the organization. So, in this part, people in lower positions, lower level are expected to follow this instruction so that the assignment can be completed successfully. For example, if you are the business manager, you are assigning the task to the employees, and for example, may tag, you might say, you will handle this marketing, no? You will prepare this report, and you coordinate with clients. So with that, no, that is the authority. They are expected to follow with that. No, however, the authority comes with responsibility. This means that you are accountable for the outcome. No, kung unsa to yung gisugo sa isa ka tao, so you are accountable. Ano man, mao man ay mo gisugo. And you have the authority, no, to assign task, no. Okay, magpa-follow of orders, no, gikan sa imuha. And if something goes wrong, no, it cannot just blame by your employees, and this responsibility is still yours, no. So remember po student that the authority is you have the power to command. You have the power to command. Mo yun na siya. And ang ikaduha ana, responsibility is being accountable. And if you are a good manager, so you need to balance both. Muna, pag you have the authority task, dili gyud ka padalos-dalos sa decision making nimo. So dapat imong decision na is pwede mangayo sa time, panahon, no, para mag-decide. Dili dayon agaran. E nga naman, na kay kwan, na kay you are accountable, responsible ka na, no, sa imong mga pangbuhat. Kay nagkasinap na ita class in this slide. Ano wala na kung ano kan cam na on man ko. Si Joyce na lang yun ako sunod dali. Okay, next slide. Kasi nag-vlog na mo na nagkasita. Kasi nagbuhog na magmanok na nagkasita dali. Ninaw ta dali. So second slide. Now the factors of the effective usage of authority. No, so meron tayong five factors. No? Una is favorable ambience. So in this part, no, a positive work environment, it helps employees follow the instruction well. And in the second part, kaning justified behavior, pasabot ana, if you are the leaders, you must be fair and reasonable in their decision. Kaya kung mag-decide ka nga kung manguta ng isa ka employee, maka-reason out ka. Dili gimingon ka nga, okay, matay pa, nakikidesisyon na, nag-make a decision. Ingon yung employee nga, sir, ganun ka na yung decision. Wala kay i-make, no? Wala kay kwan, wala kay response sa ilaha. No, wala kay ika-reason out. So, dapat, justified behavior. Sabot, you need to reason out. Kanang ka na yung sumahitabo. Okay. And number 3 naman, shared cooperation and trust. So in this part, kana ika-third, the leader must be fair. No, the employees are more likely to follow when there is a teamwork and trust. Now, if you are consistent, pag inaingon ako sa inyo ba, if you are consistent with your decision making, kanang panindigan ko di mo na dili ka balingbing sa imong mga decision ba. Sabot anak class, it will create trust and your employee will follow you and there's teamwork and trust with or kanang ginatawag natong harmonious relationship. Na ginatawag natong coordination ba. No. Manangin na yung pag mahimo na imong leader gani. You need to be consistent with your decision para follow na ang trust. Sama na gudan ang nakayo. Kung masaligan ka, di ba? Kanang inconsistent kasi yung mga decision. Masalig siya sa imo ha. No? Sige, sa man ang babae mo chat sa imo ha. Na mo siya pagsali sa imo ha. Di ba? Consistent man ka para sa iya ha. So, yan na good. So, yun ang it-create trust, cooperation, and faith. And number 4 naman, interest in the work. So it means that the motivated employees respond better to authority. Interest na siya, interest to work. And number 5, admit okay, number 5, respect to the superior. So you need to respect, strengthen leadership and orders. So that is the factors of active usage of authority. No, natay favorable ambience sa mga tao dara no. It will follow you, instructions willingly, and justified behavior, no, and shared cooperation, ano yung mga factor niya, interest in the work, and respect for superior. And now let's move on to the sources of authority. So naantay kuanda ya sources of authority tulo ka buok no. So first is the formal authority theory. The formal authority theory, the authority comes from a person's position in the organization. For example, if you are the manager, you have the authority because you have the rule as the manager. And that is the formal authority theory. Naman na example niya. Pag formal authority theory, sabot ana gitagaan ng authority and you have the 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 authority because you have the rule. No, kan kwan. Kwan man siya formal man. And the acceptance theory naman, the authority is effective. Maging effective ay sa ka-theory only if the employees accept and follow it. Sometimes because of the rewards or fear of losing incentives, ano yung mga isa sa acceptance? Gina-follow lang sa isa ka sa mga employees, pwede po siya mahimong effective because na ay mga rewards and ang uban mahadlok pod mawala ang rewards o incentives sila, and that is the acceptance theory, no? They will abide now by the commands given by the manager due to the fear of losing potential financial incentives. So nasabtan, follow lang, ma-follow ang kan tungod kay naikon, no? Ganahan ka mo trabaho kay sama ko na ng motoran, di ba? Ganahan sila maligya sila, pautang sila ng motor, mag-release sila ng motor, mag-CI, di ba? May CI, di ba? Ganahan sila na nga naman class, every year gina-count nila pila ilang na-release, ang matagdagan nila na pautang, sa bata na, naana sila madawat nga, incentives. Hadlo ka magbinuang tungod kay mo and incentives or bonuses. And that is acceptance theory. And the competence theory naman, the authority comes from a person's skills and expertise. Even without a high position, a knowledgeable employees can influence others. Kanang maingon kag kanang mga kanang dugay na sa panarbaho. Sa kadugay sa panarbaho plus even dili na siya president, dili na siya manager. parang makita nimo siya nga naa siya informal siya nga authority pero makita nimo nga naa siya authority nga murag mahal ka siya ba tungod kay maayo mo siyang salundan kompetensya competent ka ana ba dili ka ganahan magbinuang kay tungod kay isa ka kauban nimo ana ba kompetensya no and that is competence theory no even without a high position the knowledgeable employee can influence others sana all okay competence theory next naman is let's talk about the definition and the sources of power power daw no dagan kita power day lima na ka sila ka power day abay no lima ka buok no power pop girls sige si Dayan siguro na yung una no sa power pop girls okay tay paliw ko sa attendance monitor okay una no legitimate power okay yung legitimate power ayaw na una i-discuss na natin no power no power that is the ability to influence others behavior and we have the sources of power the legitimate power no this power po plus this comes from a person's position for example a manager can give orders because of their rule kay mura siyang formal authority no legitimate power kay gi-assign man ka dira plus nga position as president so you have the power no to give orders with your subordinate and that is legitimate power pag di ka mo-follow dira sanggion jud ka wa na kay contract tanggalon imong contract no i-terminate ka suspended ka ana ba so because you have the legitimate power and the reward power naman kani yung mga reward power rewards no na mga incentives na mga promotions no this is the ability to give rewards like bonuses or promotion to influence employees. So that's why class dili jud na mawala ang reward power. Ang reward power mga good class maka-inspire mo na sa mga trabahante. Pag ma-inspire ng mga trabahante class ganahan kaya sila magtrabaho. No, ganahan sila magtrabaho kaya nga naman naman sa benefits makuha in the future. No, and that is reward power. Okay. So number three naman, coercive power. This involves using threats or punishment. However, this can reduce respect and loyalty. Na ay negative ang coercive power. Kaya ang coercive power mo gud, pwede ka makahatag og threats and forces for the some of employees. Mga punishment mo. No, what if si digil mo matag adlaw sige na nagkahubog. Hubog everyday. Pag duty, matulog pa dyan sa trabuhan. So, kanang class, pwede naman. Regular naman siya, pwede naman siya suspended. Pero kung preventive kung siya suspended class, makawala po na siya og respeto and loyalty. So, maging toxic na sa digil mo. And that is coercive power. So, because you have the legitimate power, pwede ba yung ka mga ano, maka-threats na, makatag-threats sa tao. And that is coercive power. Example lang, si Dayan, siya, ay, si, example lang, si Isalda, no? Siya man ang mayor. No? So, na siya legitimate power nga dili permahan ang inyong clearance. Pag dili permahan ni Kuan, ni, no? And that is, Kuan, coercive power niya, no? Punishment niya, di ka permahan ng clearance, pahala, dira, wa ka gapang limpyo sa classroom. na, pero makawala siya respeto. No? So, yan na. So, you need to be balanced. No? Your legitimate power and the coercive power. Referent power, no? The referent power po, student, this comes from being admired or respected. Employees follow because they look up to the leader. So, dapat nga na kang tao no, ang referent power. So, kanang you are, kuan ba? Parang servant leadership ka. No? It can be kanang highly influenced for the for the subordinate to respect them. Ano yung respeto? And that is referent power. Kung ano. And the expert power naman class, this comes from the knowledge or skills. People follow someone because they are an expert in their field. So remember, the power can come from the positions, rewards, fear, respect, or expertise. Ang mga expert power, kita nyo na, no? So, yung tag si President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, isa siya sa mga example no, ng expert power. No? Kita mo no, how siya mo handle o crisis like COVID-19. No? Di ba, nagkon ba siya to, nagbanta ba siya to sa mga katong mga gasolinahan gud tarang mga business sector. Kumantay mo wala nag-increase. Naman increase gamay lang, no? So na siya ka nang mga tawag itong expert power. Ano man na siya knowledgeable siya. Oh, isa sa ano man na kay expert power guys. Kanang kadugayon na nimo. Kadugayon na nimo in the field. No, in the field. Okay, next naman, slide 4. Authority is capable of the following. No. So, pila man dagana na eh. Seven capable of the following authority. No? Okay, so capable man ka no, number one yun anak kas you have the right to command. No? So the first authority, right to command, it gives the right of command, meaning a leader can give instruction. A manager can give instruction. Okay? Okay, so if you are in the top management, middle or bottom management class, naman mga authority na banda, so it means you have the right to command. You have the right to give orders, instructions, assignment, tasks to your employees. Next, right to exercise. Right to exercise of authority, which means you are applying the decisions in real situations. Kung naamang kang i-decide, mo na yung desisyonan, so kana, right to exercise, so you need to execute your instruction. Ipa-execute din mo sa ilaha. No? Ipa-implement, execute yun, execution. Okay, i-apply na siya in real situation, real scenario. Next naman, third, no, it is positional and legitimate. So in this part, coming from one's role in the organization. Position, syempre, coming from one's role in the organization. So if you are the human resource manager, so you have the position, no? And you have the legitimate power, no? And number 4 naman, authority increases. As a person moves to a higher position, it comes from higher po ang imong authority. And, and also, pag higher po imong authority, high po ang imong responsibility. Taas po na imong accountable ka. Okay. Sa mo ragod anang kuan kanang ingon ta sa politika. Kung ikaw ang mayor, no? Kung ikaw ang mayor sa lungsod ni Almagro, lungsod ni Almagro, ikaw ang mayor. So, pag ikaw ang mayor class, taas man ka ano ba, taas increase mo authority, taas mo din mo ang responsibility. Accountable ka. Ikaw may last signature. Sixth, authority, no? The authority is downward concept, no? Meaning it flows from the top management to the lower level management. Una jud na, di ba? Maingon na to ang CEO sa business. Okay, nga itong buhaton kay mahal man ang gasolina. Wala sa tay ginatawag na to og allowance sa mga driver og truck. Walaon sang allowance, magbalon sila. No? So pasabot from the top level management, pwede siya apply into the lower level of management. Unang authority is downward concept. Lain po no ang usay gibungat sa mga trabahante mao sundon sa top level management. Pwede din na. No, pwede din manugo ang trabahante dito sa CEO, no? Mga big man, mga big man. Kung sa John Wick pa ta, mga ginatawag na to og higher table, diloy, from the higher table to the lower table ka. Okay. Sige yan, no? Downward siya. And the delegation of authority, no, it means you are assigning tasks to others. And right, naman kay katungod. So, maka-assign ka, no? Maka-delegate yung mga tasks. And next naman, delegation of authority and this method. No? So, in this part, uh, the delegation means assigning duties and giving authority to another person to complete the specific task. According to FG, sumunod sa FG. Si full name ano ba FG Moore. Kuha na siya class. FG. Pangalan eh. FG Moore. Wait lang ha. Anong FG Moore naman na dyan? Pwede na ito may kuhan. Kita na ko yung full name ano ha. Asa yung kuhan yung FG Moore. Si FG. Full name. FG rin siya. F.G rin siya. Wala siya full nga full name, no? F.G. So, sige, let's start na na. Then yata. According to F.G. Moore, no, that the delegation refers to the work of others and giving them the authority to do it. For example, if you are the manager, you can assign a supervisor to handle a project. You can give order, you may give orders, the authority to make decision, but you have or you have still the kanang gitawag na to responsible for the outcome. So in this part, no, yung ni FG Moore that you need to always remember that delegation helps managers to save time, develop employees, and improve efficiency. Pero nagyapon kay natawag na ni og you have the responsible in the outcome. Balik naman. Next naman kang Louis Allen. Louis Allen. In this part, now let's continue with the delegation of authority. According to Louis A. Allen class, that i-take note ha ka ng mga pangalan. No? So, the delegation means a manager divides the work. Parang marag division of work. Uh, divides the work doing the task that only they can do and assigning the rest to others. Meanwhile, in Cambridge naman, explain that delegation is sharing management functions like planning, command, coordination, and control. Lahi sila, no? Ato i-differentiate kang more class, more ba ni? Kay more, no? Uh, Delegation refers to the work of others and giving them, no? You have the authority to do it, but you are responsible, no, in the outcome. Dahil naman kay Kuan kang Alin, uh, it means makahatag daw siya o kanang tawag division of work. Pag division of work means you have the authority to delegate uh, and divide the work doing the task that only they can do and assigning to the rest to others, no. And next naman kang branch, no, tinatawag siya og kanang sharing management function. So sa manang management function katong planning, coordinating, tanan na, no. So kana siya. Next naman, methods of delegation. So natay upat ka methods of delegation. Una, ang administrative delegation. Pag administrative delegation class, that is assigning the managerial task. Administrative man, example, newly promoted si Juan, mayroon tawag sa mga newly promoted rin. For example, mayroon tayo si Joyce Saliakay, no? Saliakay. Newly promoted as position of admin So, administrative delegation class, it's more in the top management. No? Okay. Delegate siya sa mga top management. Next naman, kaning geographical delegation, assigning the task based on the location. Assigning the task based on the location, for example, kung may tag locality nimo, no? For example lang si Sofia, no? Taga Concha Santo Tomas. So, capable man siya mahimong manager geographical delegation. So, pasabot himo na ko si Sofia as manager sa Santo Tomas ng branch. Medyo taga locality man niya. Ano? Sinati man siya sa mga tao. So, mo na siya class ng geographical delegation. No, gihatag nimo isa ka tao based on the location. No? Assigning tasks based on the location. Okay, mas okay mo na siya. No? Next naman, functional delegation. Ang functional delegation po, assigning the task based on the specialization. No? Specialization. Ingon tag si Tapulano, no? Kay how check accounting, no? CPA siya, no? Graduate siya ana. CPA pa jud. So it means functional delegation, no? Sabot capable siya ana, and that is the specialization. Okay, functional. And the technical naman, assigning the task to expert. Mga expert, no? Technical. And lastly, the elements of delegation. So, the authority, una, no? Authority, you have the power to make decision. And responsibility naman, the duty to complete the task. And accountability, being answerable for the results. So, lahig si authority and responsibility. Mag-authority, you have the power to make decision. Responsibility, duty to complete the task. And lastly, accountability, you are responsible, answerable for the result or the outcome for your decision making. Yan. So next naman, the types of delegation. Una, no, special and general delegation. So in this part, the general delegation gives broader tasks. No? Dako ni, general man. Ang specific delegation naman focuses on the particular task. General delegation, for example, if you are the manager, no, in the whole system, no, sa Marsman, so that is general delegation. If specific delegation, no, sa Marsman, ikaw lang ang accounting manager. No, specific. And the formal naman and informal delegation. Formal delegation officially assigned, usually based on organizational structure. Na yung mga board of trustee na to, no? Si Isada nga to ang president ay manager sa Marsman, for example lang. So siya ang tinatawag na itong formal delegation. I-delegate man siya dara na siya yung formal letter, no? Na siya yung papel. Na siya ang manager. An informal delegation naman happen through personal trust or relationship. No? For example, si ako'y tag-iya sa Marsman, si Almagro ang tag-iya sa Marsman. Nya si Sada man ang ako ang pag-umangkon. No, pag-umangkon ako siya. Pag nga na ganit class, muna informal nga naman, naman may personal trust and relationship ni Sada. So siya akong gidelegate. Pero informal siya. Okay, nagkasinap tayo ita. Relationship man ang i-build sa informal, no? Social relationship, loyalty, about feelings, no? Next naman, we also have the written and unwritten delegation. Kaning written delegation class, is given through letters, memorandum, memos, or instruction. Naadyo na siya. That is written delegation. For example, ako ang tag-iya sa eskwelahan, no, si Almagro, no? Nya gi-assign ako sa Digil mo as OIC karong adlaw. So, naghatag kong kuan, no, letter para sa iya, and that is written. Kaning ginatawag na to unwritten delegation, verbal lang, no? For example, no, sa mga verbal yung kung mga sa lower na kayo, lower nga management level na. For example lang, ako ang leadman, no, leadman sa sagingan. Nya karon kay sinaligan naman ako si Dayan. Ingon ko nga, Dayan, ikaw lang sa bahala dira sa area. Wala, informal siya. Wala may letter. Pero kung namagkinaon sa ay, ikaw gyapon ang accountable. Kay mo, informal mong pagsugod. Manugo raman ka. No. So that is informal delegation. When downward upward delegation naman, pag downward delegation is when the manager assign tasks to the subordinate sa iyang lower level. Upward delegation is when the subordinate refers to pass his task back to a superior. So the delegation can vary depending on how tasks are assigned and communicated. For example, na yung mga kanang dili na kaya no i-command, dili na siya kaya i-decide. Moagit ang upward delegation, no? Ipadulong siya dito sa kataas-taasang hukuman. Okay, di man kaya sa pinakatababa. So, i-transfer back siya. Next slide 7. Uy, kadaghan mo na yan eh. That's principle of delegation. So, una, no, in the principle of delegation, it must be have a proper planning. Proper planning dyan. Second naman, right subordinate for the task. So, may assign mo na. No? And third, ensure the clear authority and responsibility. Clear authority and responsibility. Tagaan dyan yung mga quadros, no? Written. Kung saan man ang imo kung ano role and responsibility, your duties, no, job description nimo. And number next naman, 4, no, follow unity of command. Meaning one boss per employee. Dili kayo one mini boss no per employee. No, isa lang ang boss. Maintain good communication. Number no, principle man yan. 6, reward effective delegation. 7, build the self-confidence among employees. 8, create trust in delegation. 9, provide proper training. And lastly, apply control and monitoring techniques. So now, for the step in delegation, natay duwa dara, no? First, clearly define the result of goals expected from the subordinate. Kung newly delegated ka, no, sa isa ka kumpanya, so ang buhaton nimo class, ayo dayon diretso sa trabaho. Una, magpa-meeting jud ka. No? So, maghatag kang objectives, goals nimo, no, that need to be what would be the expectation, no, in your objective in the future. So yan na siya, no? Expected from the subordinate. Second, consider the subordinate skills, experience, abilities before assigning tasks. So, dili kay nagsalig ka nga na kay legitimate power, pataka na lang ka og assign og task. Dili nga na ha. So you need to experiment no your employee kung asa siya hiyag, porte niya no, skills, experience, and abilities. So remember, effective delegation requires planning, the right of people, and clear communication. Next naman, number 3, dagan mo din day. No. Third, no, the manager must give adequate authority to the subordinate. And fourth, the subordinate should produce a satisfactory result. Okay, tagaan man naman siya adequate nga authority, hiyang siya na, no? Hiyang ng kuan kagustuhan, na trabaho, skills na niya. So, tagaan po na mo adequate authority. So, pasabot na satisfactory result. And fifth naman, there must be a performance evaluation. So, that is why class, there is statistics nakita ninyo no, nga natin performance evaluation. In every kanang approaching ang end ng semester. So, na-adjust evaluation. Kung ikaw ang manager class, na-adjust mo peer evaluation, customer evaluation. If you are the manager, naka-evaluation sa imong mga employees. Pwede po ka-evaluate po ka. Ana lang. No. Now, according to Louis A. Allen, no, effective delegation includes setting the attainable goals. Next naman, giving the clear instruction and the authority. And also it's ensuring the proper control, and finally the advantages of delegation. So ito yung mga advantages ng delegation. Una class, Number one, it saves time for the manager. Nga naman class, naman kay kanang ginatawag na to, adequate ba na task, adequate nga delegation. No, sa pasabot, kana ra jud ka no, dira ra jud ka nga area nga mag-decide, di na ka maghilabot sa uban ba. So it means it avoids wastage of time, wasting of time. Number two naman, uh, it helps na in developing future leaders of employees. Kay dili man mo nang ginaingon na to no, the your position is temporary. Kasi next ganana, position is temporary. Respect matters. Respect is a must. Nalibog ko na. No, so parang yan ano, manang your position class is temporary. Manang kinahanglan jud nimo ana is you need to build a leader nga a kind of leader mga you are tinatawag na to og kanang servant leadership. Dili kay naanak ka na nga leader, mura na kay legitimate power, legitimate authority. No? Pangit kung kaya na no, mura na kay sa hilas na pud ka. No? So kanang developing future leader for the employees pud ka. Okay, dili man ta immortal diri. Mahimo ang leader di ka immortal. Next. And the difficulties of delegation. Difficulties na. So, matali. Ay na pala yun? Okay. So, number three, no, advantage of delegation. Una, no, it avoids overwork of managers. Yung may raman. And number four naman, develop stronger sense of responsibility among employees. And number five, prevent delays in completing tasks. And now let's discuss now the relationship between the authority and among the employees. So una, the relationship between authority and responsibility. In any organization, there should be a clear lines of authority. So everyone knows who to be followed and who is accountable. Manang pag if you are the leader, dili kay manghinaw ka. Ikaw man ang good follower, imuha ng responsibility, imuha ng accountable ka na. Speaking of accountability, it refers to a manager, no, the obligation to properly perform and answer for assigning duties. And now, for the distinction between responsibility and delegation, the responsibility means that the manager is still answerable for the task, while delegation means assigning duties to the subordinate. So even if the tasks are delegated, the manager means responsible for the final outcome. So, muna na slide. Next naman is the difficulties of delegation. So, ano yung mga difficulties class, no? Una, the difficulties of delegation is yung mga challenges that discourage managers from delegating. Una, no, such as the inability to handle operations. So, and problems in delegating authority properly. So, these difficulties are usually caused by the following. Una is lack of mutual trust between manager and employees. Kana kung usahay ka ng dili ka close sa imong employees, nya karon ikaw gi-assign as manager. So isa na no, sa mga difficulties nimo. Kay nga naman wa makakabuild og relationship or trust with your employees. No? Na kay lack of mutual trust. So poor teamwork, differences in thinking and behavior, unclear of improper goals, lack of communication and idea sharing, unfavorable work environment, and inability to handle leadership roles. So the delegation becomes difficult when there is no trust, there is no there is kanang poor communication good og unclear direction. So that's why the manager must build trust. If you're the manager, you need to build trust. You need to build teamwork and clear goals to make delegation effective. Kay kung wala ka build og trust sa imong mga kauban, wala, di sila motuo sa imo. Parang useless ka, no, na leader. Useless imong mga komanda. Kay wa man follow sila. Okay, sige, i-stop lang nako ni ha. Okay. Wait lang. Okay, gamay na lang tayo. Pero class, ipadayon nga po na ko niya. Sige, open yung camera. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, smile. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so let's continue. No? So, palayon dito tanong kay sayang pa lang tayo. So, the meaning of decentralization. So, in this part, uh, I want to know decentralization. No? What is the meaning of decentralization? So, the decentralization means that this is the distributing power, distributing duties, and decision making from the top management to lower level of management or in the lower level of organization. So in this setup, the lower level employees can make decision, and number two naman, the subordinate helps in making important choices, and the decision making is spread across different areas, and the manager supervise fewer people directly. And in that part, that the decentralization first from the top level management, tagaan mo siya og kanang murag distribution, no, sa power, sa duties and decision making to the lower level of management. And next naman, the vital features of decentralization. Una, first, delegation and the decentralizations are different. Lahat na ang delegation and decentralization. That delegation is assigning tasks, while the decentralization is the wider distribution of authority. And the second naman, that the decentralization involves dispersion, meaning that tasks and decisions are spread across different levels of organization. So, in simple terms, that this decentralization allows the organization to become more flexible, efficient, and participative. Okay, so mana siya. Okay, for example lang, yung tag-DepEd, no? Diba? Ang central office sa DepEd Plus, na-adyo na siya sa Manila. No? Ito na naglingkod ang mga DepEd secretary. So, ang tawag ko decentralization, kanang mga every division. Di natin division. Diba? Division of Davao del Norte, Division of Panabo City, Division, and that is decentralization. Kanang distributing the power, distributing the task, and the assignment. So, mo na siya. Next naman is the level, no, or the measure of the degree of decentralization. We can determine it by looking at, no, how much control the top managers still have, the level of freedom or the discretion given to the employees, the range of decisions subordinate can make, whether the employees need approval from the superior if decisions are made when the problems occur, and how many decisions are made at the lower levels. And that is the measure of the degrees of centralization. Control of the top managers, freedom. Okay, syempre naman sila power, no? Tagaan ng decentralization man. So, na sila freedom or the discretion given to the mga managers. No? Ilang range of decision, medyo taas po na, no? Ikaw man, kanang decentralization man. Approval from the superior. And now for the advantage of decentralization. Una, no, it creates competitive and dynamic work environment. Anong maging competitive man class? Kaya siyempre, in every division, naman sila power. No, na kay mga guidelines, pero naa sila power. No? So it means, pag naa sila power, pwede sila makadesign kung sa ilang gusto may tabo. No? Sa ilang department, sa ilang division. So, manang competitive siya and dynamic work environment. Next naman, it helps reduce the workload of the top management. Okay, so, di naman tanan no nga trabaho ni, for example lang, yung kang Ngayon top management dili na permanente nga trabahon jud ni CEO ang trabaho ba, no? So it means ihatag na sa mga lower level management. So ang top management medyo chill na lang, no? So the more decision making is given to the lower levels, the more decentralized the organization becomes. Decentralized. Next naman is the lower levels of jobs of the organization. Ay continuation na siya ng advantage of decentralization. Number three, no, it empowers employees at lower levels. Tungod kay tagaan man siya naka-decentralize man, no, from the top, no, nag-spread mo into the lower. So it means maka-empower siya sa mga employees to the lower levels. And it encourages initiative and participation. And the decisions are made closer to the real situation, making them more effective. And however, there's also the disadvantages of decentralization. Ang una, it can increase administrative costs due to duplication of work. So, medyo magastos siya class. Kaya naman, pag decentralize, daghan man ka og i-delegate, daghan na kag daghan na og mga ginatawag na to mga managers na i-assign nimo, daghan na kag mga foreman, daghan na kag supervisors. So, medyo magastos, no? And the top managers may find it harder to control operations. Okay, so, siyempre, daghan na mga idala, so medyo hard to control na para sa imo. Even nabawasan yung trabahoon, no? Pero ang control man, it can be difficult to adapt to changes inconsistently and may affect uniformity in decision. Wala man tawag to uniformity, kaya lahi man sila o um, lahi sila og mga power ba, no, ilang mga decision making. So wala na tawag uniformity of decisions. So next naman is now let's define the centralization. Kanang centralization class means that decision making power is concentrated at the top level and the instruction flow downward to the lower levels. So in simple terms, the decentralization, shared decision making. Kaning centralization, top level control. So tanang mga decision making class, dili pwede nga maka-decide ayon ang mga lower or the middle management. So ang centralization, isa ra jud mag-decide kun dili ang top level management. So dapat jud ang maka-control, maka-decide. No, for example sa presyo, no, sa gasolina. So ang top level management ng po ang maka-control, wala na ilain. Dili pwede magbuot-buot ang mga supervisor kung dili ang mga top level management. Next naman is the centralization and centralization. Pag centralization authority means that the decision-making power is concentrated at the top level management. All major decisions come from the higher authority. On the other hand, the decentralization means the power is distributed to the lower levels of the organization. So the managers and employees are different levels can make decisions. So in simple term, katong centralization, top lang jud ang mag-manage. Ang decentralization, decisions are shared across all levels. So both are very important focus. No? Walay kontra, isa ka formula. No? Importante yap ng duha. But organization choose depending on their structure and needs. And that would be all. Thank